Hi, everybody. My name is Margaret Kelly, and today I've just brought you something new, something that I'm trying to do and share with you so that we can all learn, so that we can all empower ourselves and improve ourselves also. And what I'm bringing to you today is a book. Yeah. This is the book. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I came across this book in the strangest way, yeah. So I went to a charity shop, and I've always known about this, but only on the audio, because I used to listen to it in on YouTube. And that I started listening to this since 2020, and I've been getting a bit of nuggets here and there, and actually putting them to work and using them in my day-to-day life. And this time I never had the book in my hand like this, but this time I went to a charity shop, and I was like, universe, please show me the kind of book that will enlighten me, that will show me the way, that will guide me. And you know what, the crazy thing is that I stumbled into two of these books, The Game of Life and How to Play It. One, it's in a red cover. I don't have it right now. I don't know where I've put it, but this is the other one. So it just made me think that what can I do with this book, since it has helped me so much change my life. It has helped me gain new perspective that I haven't been seeing, that I haven't really I'd never thought of, or it just made me change my way of thinking, and my belief systems also changed through reading this book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it's been written by Florence Scovel-Shinn, and she's just an amazing author, an amazing person. And I mean, the fact that she's sharing this hidden knowledge, it's not even hidden, it's right in front of us. See, the fact that she's sharing it with us has just melts my heart, and it begs me to also share with you this message, especially for those who haven't heard about The Game of Life and How to Play It. I'm gonna go through this book, so I'm gonna do it in sections. So I'm just gonna do a chapter after chapter. So if you can follow me, and let's learn about this, let's talk about it. Write in the comments about what you think about this, what you think is being said here, what are your experiences also going through the game of life, and how you've played it so far, and has it worked for you, or has it not worked for you? Part of the game that I've played in my life hasn't worked for me, so that is why I seek knowledge too, so that I can, going on, try and meet circumstances, people, instances in a much braver, much better way of just being human, and being able to be live the best part of myself. So this book has how many chapters? It has like the game, the law of prosperity. It talks about the power of the word. It talks about the law of non-resistance. It talks about the law of karma and the law of forgiveness. It also talks about casting the burden, basically impressing the subconscious mind. And also it talks about love. It talks about intuition or guidance. It talks about perfect self-expression or the divine design. And it also talks about things you can say to deny whatever circumstances happen in your life, or things you can say to affirm the things that you want to get into your life. So today, without any further ado, I'm just gonna go to chapter 1. I think it's called The Game. And you've seen I've highlighted, because these are like very interesting points that she's mentioned over here. So I will start reading, and then we'll go through it and learn from it. Yeah. All right. So the first chapter is called The Game. Most people consider life a battle, but it's not a battle. It's a game. It is a game. However, which which cannot be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law. And the Old and the New Testaments give the rules of the game with wonderful clearness. Jesus Christ taught that it was a great game of giving and receiving. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. This means that whatever the man sends out in word or deed will return to him. What he gives, he will receive. If he gives hate, he will receive hate. If he gives love, he will receive love. If he gives criticism, he will receive criticism. If he lies, he'll be lied to. If he cheats, he'll be cheated. We are taught also that the imaging faculty plays a leading part in the game of life. Keep thy heart or imagination with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. That is gotten from the Proverbs in the Bible, book of Proverbs 4:23. This means that what man images soon or later externalizes in his affairs. She talks about, I know of a man who feared a certain disease. It was a very rare disease and difficult to get, but he pictured it continuously and read about it until it manifested in his body. And he died, the victim of distorted imagination. So we see, to play successfully the game of life, we must train the image faculty. A person with an imaging faculty trained to image only good brings into his life every righteous desire of his heart. Health, wealth, love, friends, perfect self-expression, his highest ideals. The imagination has also been called the scissors of the mind, and it is ever cutting day by day, and the pictures man sees there, and soon or later he meets his own creation in his outer world. To train the imagination successfully, man must understand the workings of his mind. The Greek said, know thyself. There are 3 departments of the mind: the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and superconscious mind. The subconscious is simply power without direction. It is like steam or electricity, and it does what it is directed to do. It has no power of induction. Whatever man feels deeply, images clearly, is impressed upon the subconscious mind and carried out in minutest details. For example, a woman I know when a child always made believe she was a widow. She dressed up in black clothes and wore a long black veil, and people thought she was very clever and amusing. She grew up and married a man with whom she was deeply in love. In a short time, he died, and she wore black and a sweeping veil for many years. The picture of herself as a widow was impressed upon the subconscious mind, and in due time worked itself out, regardless of the havoc created. So the conscious mind has been called mortal or carnal mind. It is a human mind and sees life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty, and limitation of every kind, and it impresses the subconscious. The superconscious mind is the God mind within each man, and it is the realm of perfect ideas. In it, the perfect pattern spoken of by Plato, the divine design, for there is a divine design for each person. There's a place that you're to feel and no one else can feel. Something you're to do which no one else can do. There is a perfect picture of this in the superconscious mind. It usually flashes across the conscious mind as an unattainable ideal, something too good to be true. In reality, it is a man's true destiny or destination, flashes to him from the infinite intelligence which is within himself. Many people, however, are in ignorance of their true destinies and are striving for things and situations which do not belong to them and would only bring failure and dissatisfaction if attained. For example, a woman came to me and asked me to speak the word that she would marry a certain man with whom she was very much in love. She called him A.B. I replied that this would be a violation of the spiritual law, but that I would speak the word for the right man, the divine selection, the man who belonged to her by divine right. I added, if A.B. is the right man, you can't lose him. If he isn't, you will receive his equivalent. She saw A.B. frequently, but no headway was made in their friendship. One evening, she called and said, do you know, for the last week, A.B. hasn't seemed so wonderful to me. I replied, maybe he's not the divine selection. Another man may be the right one. Soon after that, she met another man who fell in love with her at once and who said she was his ideal. In fact, he said all the things that she had always wished A.B. would say to her. She remarked, it was uncanny. She soon returned his love and lost all interest in AB. This shows the law of submission. A right idea was submitted for a wrong one. Therefore, there was no loss or sacrifice involved. Jesus Christ said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." And he said the kingdom was within man. The kingdom is a realm of right ideas or the divine pattern. Jesus Christ taught that man's word play a leading part in the game of life. By your words, you're justified, and by your words, you're condemned. And many people have brought disaster into their lives through idle words. Now, I'm just going to stop there. This is page 10, and I'm just going to talk about a bit of what I've read so far. And it's just about you proclaiming things in your life that are going to make you become a better person. Proclaim goodness in your life and you receive goodness. Wish good things and they will come to you. And if you have bad thoughts, those bad thoughts by all means will definitely come back to you. So we are urged in this book to actually think good thoughts, to aspire to do the right things, because to want things that are duly ours, you don't want someone else's thing. So it is just in order that we follow these procedures and we find harmony in our lives. We find harmony in the way we are dealing with people. We find harmony in our day-to-days. And we also need to fill our subconscious mind with thoughts of goodness, because those thoughts that we're thinking in our minds are the ones which are definitely come to be and become true existent. All right, so I will go on. For example, a woman once asked why her life was now one of poverty or limitation. Formerly, she had a home, was surrounded by beautiful things, and had plenty of money. We found she had often tired of the management of her home and had repeatedly said, "I'm sick and tired of things. I wish I lived in a trunk." And she added, "Today I'm living in that trunk." Oh, she had spoken herself into a trunk. The subconscious mind has no sense of humor, and people often joke themselves into unhappy experiences. For example, a woman who had a great deal of money joked continually about getting ready for the poorhouse. In a few years, she was almost destitute, having impressed the subconscious mind with a picture of lack and limitation. Fortunately, the law works both ways, and the situation of lack may be changed to one of plenty. For example, a woman came to me one hot summer day for a treatment for prosperity. She was worn out, dejected, and discouraged. She said she possessed just $8 in the world. I said, "Good, we'll bless the $8 and multiply them as Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fishes." For he taught that every man had the power to bless and to multiply, to heal and to prosper. Every man has the power to bless and to multiply and to heal and to prosper. Mark those words. She said, "What should I do next?" I replied, "Follow intuition. Have you a hunch to do anything or go anywhere? Intuition means to be taught from within. It is man's unerring guide, and I will deal more fully with its laws in the following chapter." The woman replied, "I don't know. I seem to have a hunch to go home. I've just enough money for car fare." Her home was in a distant city and one of lack and limitation. And the reasoning mind or the intellect would have said, "Stay in New York and get work and make some money." I replied, "Then go home, never violate a hunch." I spoke the following words for her: "Infinite Spirit, open the way for great abundance, for she is an irresistible magnet for all that belongs to her by divine right." I told her to repeat it continuously also. She left for home immediately. In calling on a woman one day, she linked up with an old friend of her family. Through this friend, she received thousands of dollars in a most miraculous way. She has said to me often, "Tell people about that woman who came to you with $8 and a hunch." There is always plenty of on man's pathway, but can only be brought into manifestation through desire, faith, or the spoken word. Jesus Christ brought out clearly that man must make the first move. Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. That's Matthew 7:7. In the scriptures we read, concerning the works of my hands, command ye me. Infinite intelligence, God, is ever ready to carry out man's smallest or greatest demands. Demands. Wow. Every desire uttered or unexpressed is a demand. We are often startled by having a wish suddenly fulfilled. For example, one Easter, having seen many beautiful rose trees in the florist windows, I wished I would receive one, and for an instant saw it mentally being carried in the door. Easter came, and with it a beautiful rose tree. I thanked my friend the following day and told her it was just what I wanted. She replied, I didn't send you a rose tree, I sent you lilies. The man had mixed the order and sent me a rose tree simply because I had started the law in action and I had to have the rose tree. So nothing stands between man and his highest ideals and every desire of his heart but doubt and fear. And when man can wish without worrying, every desire will be instantly fulfilled. I repeat, when man can wish without worrying, every desire will be instantly fulfilled. I will explain more fully in a following chapter the scientific reason for this and how fear must be erased from the consciousness. It is man's only enemy. Fear of lack, fear of failure, fear of sickness, fear of loss, and a feeling of insecurity on some plane. Jesus Christ said, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? That's Matthew 8:26. So we can see we must substitute fear. We must substitute faith for fear. For fear is only inverted faith. It is faith in evil instead of good. The object of the game of life is to see clearly one's good and to obliterate all mental pictures of evil. This must be done by impressing the subconscious mind with a realization of good. A very brilliant man who has attained great success told me he had suddenly erased all fear from his consciousness by reading a sign which hung up in a room. He saw printed in large letters this statement, why worry? It will probably never happen. My gosh, you know what? Like for me, I've experienced this why worry it will never happen because I was worried about, there's some things in my life I was worried about and they never happened. So this was a true. So these words were stamped indelibly upon his subconscious mind. And he has now a firm conviction that only good can come into his life. Therefore, only good can manifest. So in the following chapter, I will deal with different methods of impressing the subconscious mind. It is a man's faithful servant, but one must be careful to give it the right orders. Basically, we must give our subconscious mind the right orders. If we think of negative, that's what it will bring to us. If you think of positive things, that's what it will bring to us. If you think of nice things, that's what you're going to experience. If you think of crazy experiences, the crazy experiences is exactly what you're going to experience. So impressing the unconscious mind with good and amazing details, it's something that we should practice. I'll continue. Every thought, every word is impressed upon and carried out in amazing detail. It is like a singer making a record on the sensitive disc of the phonographic plate. Every note and tone of the singer's voice is registered. If he coughs or hesitates, it is registered also. So let us break all the bad records in the subconscious mind, the records of our lives which we do not wish to keep, and make new and beautiful ones. Speak these words out loud with power and conviction. Speak them with me. Let's do this. I now smash and demolish by my spoken word, every untrue record in my subconscious mind. They shall return to the dust heap of their native nothingness, for they came from my own vain imaginings. I now make my perfect records through the Christ within, the records of health, the records of wealth, the records of love, and perfect self-expression. This is the square of life, the game completed. So, this has been quite incredible. I just love reading this because it gives me the vigor, it gives me the motivation, it gives me the hope and faith, knowing that everything's working out for good when I demand, when I intend it, when I ask for it, when I seek, I shall find it. So just as you, I want to encourage you today that whatever you're seeking, it doesn't matter how big you think it is, it can manifest, and it only manifests because you want it to manifest. If you declare it, claim it, you're going to receive it. If you desire it, if you see it in your mind, have a picture of how it's going to be, that's exactly how it's going to come. So play that game and don't just trust in other things. Trust in yourself. Trust in your greatest power. And your greatest power is your mind. How you treat your mind, how you feed your mind. If you're feeding your mind with negativity, you're gonna get lots of them. But if you feed your mind with positivity, I can tell you and I can assure you that you're gonna receive more positivity in your life. You're gonna receive more guidance. You're gonna receive people around you who just fill you up with positive vibes, and you keep on experiencing the positiveness and just enjoying life. So let's play this game of life the way we are being told to. Ask and it is given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open unto you. There's endless possibilities for what we desire in our heart, in our lives, for everyone around us. But if we only act, if we only put those fertile seeds in our brains, in our minds, then we will achieve. Whatever goal you have, write it down, read it out, declare you have it, see it as happen, imagine it, get to that feeling place of it, and you will in time take action steps, and I tell you, you will experience the desires of your heart, you'll experience your goal, you'll experience your dream, and people look at you and go like, how did she do that? How did he do that? But it's because you've taken your thoughts to a place where they uplift you, where they inspire you, where they are changing lives, where there is changing your life. So don't be afraid of yourself. Don't be afraid of your mind. Just feed your mind with the positive things that you require. Don't think of the negative. They don't serve you. Just think of positive stuff and they will serve you. And day by day, even if you're not seeing results, the results is things are happening behind the scenes in you that one day and one point you realize, oh yeah, because this is what I wanted and now it shows up. So I want to just wish you a nice day, and we're going to continue reading The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel-Shinn. I just want to share with you like the juicy stuff that I've had to learn. And I mean, these things you're not taught in school. You don't even realize that there's magic in what these words speak, and I just want to share with you, and probably we can all grow together. We can all experience the divine greatness that we possess, the divine greatness that is all around us, and we can share it with the world as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And please write down in the comments, what you think about it, what you've learned, and even an experience that you've had through the power of positive thinking, the power of, infusing your subconscious mind with thoughts that build you, and how you've had your experience. So I want to thank you so much, and have a lovely day, and see you for the next chapter. Bye.